Hello, everyone out there, and welcome back to another Once Upon a Time review on Otherobert. I am Rob, that is Joe, and we are here to discuss Once Upon a Time, Season 5, Episode 6, The Bear and the Bow. Belle and Merida go on an adventure, and then Merida tries to kill Belle and Storybrooke. And I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. That was really great. To quickly start off, before I let Joe speak, I am not a fan of the movie Brave, and I've been enjoying Merida's interpretation on Once Upon a Time thoroughly. I thoroughly love Amy Manson as Merida right now, and I think she does a great job. So that is my intro. Joseph?
Boys, girls, all my tomahawks out there, welcome back to Otherobert. I, of course, am Joe. Yes, you're dead on. She's loving being Merida, you can tell. We talk about this every week, but
yeah, but I feel like it has to be
Elsa and Anna. These people keep coming in, and you can tell they're loving playing these roles.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the best part with it, for the three roles to combine them, is they're playing characters who are very iconic, even if we don't have to like Merida from Brave, but they're very iconic, and the show isn't changing them, so they get to really play the character from the movie without like being.
And they're newer.
And they're new. Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to make Ariel like Joanna Garcia with Ariel, they could do that too, and because I think she really liked the role as well. But my point being is, I think Amy Manson loves the job. She's great at it, and I really am enjoying her. So quite a bit went down in this episode. Every character kind of got a showtime, except for Robin Hood, which I think is interesting. Because he's so attached to Regina, yet he wasn't in one scene with her. But then last week, just because I didn't note this, is Rebecca Mader wasn't in the episode, but she was credited, but Robin Hood was. So I wonder if they're gonna be on like a flip flop, where like she'll be in one week, he'll be in the next, even though they're both starring cast members. I doubt that would happen, but I thought it was funny that they flip flopped that.
Right, that's a good point. It could also be that they were going to be in scenes, but they were cut.
Yeah, that's true. There probably are some deleted scenes from this episode because the episode had quite a bit. The Merida and Belle adventure in the past, I really liked. Belle always seems, because she's like the main Disney princess on the show, that hasn't really gone dark, I would say. What I mean by that is, for anyone watching this, is like Snow White has gone on such a completely different trail than her original character from the movie, which is great. But Belle still holds several characteristics of Beauty and the Beast. So whenever they want to give someone like a tag team with the princess, it goes right to Belle because she's more of a princessy character to do it with, which makes sense because they did it with Anna, they did it with Merida. And I thought it was really funny when Merida knocked Belle out and they went to save her brothers. And Belle taught Merida, or showed Merida, how to be a queen without having to use magic. And I thought that was really interesting, how they're able to get a little bit of humor into that scene where she's like about to drink the potion to change it to a bear. She's like, well, I switched it with water. Sorry. It's like, oh, what? Could have used that right now, man.
Yeah. And then, I mean, I hate to skip, but when we do see the bear, that was actually good. It was intimidating.
Yes.
It was a good visual.
Yeah. When I had made my trailer review, I had said the bear, who I thought was Mor'du, which was the main antagonist of Brave, but it ends up being Merida. Little spoiler for you guys right there, which was pretty cool that she finally turns into a bear. I thought the bear for CGI looked really, really great. And you know how the Jungle Book is coming out next year, and I bet they already have their rendering models for the Jungle Book. So I bet like ABC can be like, hey, like, live action Jungle Book at Disney, can we have some renderings for some bears so we can make it look really, really good?
Wait, I never thought of that. Jungle Book? Once Upon a Time?
Maybe. It's not really a
I mean, they went along with the Maleficent gimmick last year.
They did. And then they I guess it could make sense for them to do Jungle Book in the next fall or whatever, if they really want to do that, because like they did copy Maleficent in a sense, and Frozen too. Like they just keep jumping.
I'm still waiting for everyone to turn into lions and them do a Lion King arc.
That'd be so funny. That'd be hysterical. I think the episode in the past had a real lot going on. Merida and Belle in the beginning were freed by Merlin and I talked about that in the sneak peek review, so I won't really dive into that scene because it's that's exactly what happens. But I think the friendship that Merida and Belle have is a better friendship than what Merida and Anna had, because for one thing, it kind of felt a little fake, like those two. But I felt like these two really had humor, and they had like interesting dialogue.
I'm sorry. Question:
Okay.
Merida and Anna.
Belle and Merida, excuse me, and then there was
Okay.
Merida. Then there was Belle and Anna, and
okay, Belle and Anna. Okay.
Yeah,
I was gonna say I completely missed that part.
Oh, my bad. The season 4 with episode 6 was a Belle episode, and this one is a Belle episode. And they had Belle and Anna meet. We talked about this a year ago, and now in this episode they had Belle and Merida meet. But I just felt that Belle and Anna didn't hit it off as well as these two did. Maybe it's just Amy Manson's acting.
Right. It's hard because I feel like both characters just did so well. I felt like the chemistry was always there for Anna, and it feels like it's always here for Merida as well.
I will agree with that. I just would say if you had to go with like which one did better, I go with this episode.
Interesting.
But speaking of the previous episode, I thought this was really funny. They had referenced what happened in episode 4 of season 6, where they talked about Belle's mom dying, and Belle had said that to Merida in episode 6 of season 5. So I thought, oh wow, they brought it together like that. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It felt kind of meta, but I don't think it was on purpose. I think it was just for storytelling. But I still thought it was interesting to note.
Yeah, it's quite the coincidence if it is a coincidence.
Exactly. So Merida learned some cool lessons from Belle. We had talked a couple weeks ago whether or not Merida knows or remembers what happened after Emma brought her to Storybrooke. I don't think she does, because I feel like she doesn't know what happened with Belle. So, but granted, she definitely didn't want to kill her in Storybrooke. But I really liked the adventure that happened and how they brought in all the characters from Brave, all the clans and her brothers who are grown up now, they're not little kids.
Yeah. I wondered if they didn't make them kids because they were tied up and getting
executed.
Getting executed. So I feel like that was probably why.
Right.
Because that might be the only purpose they serve they might not come back. I mean, do you know? Are they?
I don't know. I mean, their brothers are from the casting list that I saw, they were uncredited.
Okay, so then probably not. So this might be the only scene we get them in. So then that would make sense to make them that age for that reason.
Right.
Because if they were kids, that would have been a completely different level.
That would have been really intensive of those clans to kill little boys like that, because they're really little in Brave. They're babies almost.
Yeah.
2 more things about the flashback. Merida accidentally killed her dad, which I thought was I don't want to call it ironic. Sad. It's like she killed her father in a war. They were fighting together when she had told Belle that her father taught her how to fight. So I thought that was pretty emotional, which shows her character struggle. But she also really wants to be queen, and she calls herself Queen Merida too. So I like that. I like that we learned what happens after Brave and Once Upon a Time, and that Merida really wants to rule, and she was very protective of her family. She is brave. To be funny, she is brave.
She's got that spunk too. That really. I didn't like Brave the movie either, but you couldn't deny the spunk that the character had, and it's completely here.
It's totally here. I think if Brave had to be redone with the different voice cast, actually, they swapped out Merida for Amy Manson, I think I would like the movie that much more, because I like Amy Manson's voice better than Kelly MacDonald. But I just think the past storyline was really great, and then how Belle and Merida again went on an adventure in the present, but it ended up being, Merida is chasing Belle to try to kill her.
I feel like we also reviewed another show tonight, and I'm gonna kind of echo what you said in that one, where I feel like we might be getting too many flashbacks and not enough going on in the present. I want more in the present. It doesn't feel like too much is happening in the present as fast or as much as it should be.
I mean, it definitely was slower, but to note, the last part of the episode, they realized Arthur is that Arthur is not so much a bad guy, but he can't be trusted. He couldn't contact Merlin. He tried to burn the mushroom. So at least that has been revealed.
Right.
But in terms of going to confront him, It's a while away.
The only thing left I want to mention, Rumpelstiltskin.
Wait, before we talk about him, and I feel like we talk about him for like 2-3 minutes, I want to talk about one scene in the episode that I really liked. I was telling you about it. All of you know out there who watch my reviews, I love season 3, and I love Zelina on the show. I thought she was great. And then when they brought her back, I really liked that. And I was very happy that she finally at least did something of some sort where she was talking to Emma. And I just want to say I thought Rebecca Mader was really great in that scene, and how she discussed to Emma that she doesn't mind being alone, which I thought was interesting and ironic because she wants to have a baby and she'll never be alone once the baby's born. And then I think it was funny how Emma bribed her with onion rings. And the last part was how they both discussed being scorned by a mother, and how Emma was told by Zelina that Henry will never forgive her, which he might not. And at least a little bit, he might bring that up again. And I just really enjoyed it. Oh, and also she said she killed Neil, and then she said, let's kiss and make up. So I thought Rebecca Mader, because she has that, that zany quirkiness, was great in that one. And the one scene she did in this episode. So I just wanted to highlight that.
Zelina, I'm fine with. The only thing is, she still isn't sold for me on why is she here. I mean, I get the whole pregnancy storyline. Yeah, I get all of this, but
they revived her for the soap opera-ness that we had discussed last year or earlier this year, which is lame in and of itself.
But I don't see her purpose, like, really, in all honesty, of having, like, what does her being there really add to any story in a positive way, anything going on? And that's not an attack on Rebecca Mader at all. She was wonderful with the character. I'm saying from a storyline perspective, it just doesn't seem like there's a purpose for her character.
She's a foil to Regina and Robin. That's her purpose. Like, she's not trying to go back in time. She's not trying to kill anyone right now.
She's just hanging out. That's literally what she's doing.
She said, send me back to my cell. I don't want to make a deal with you. Like, leave me alone. I'm too busy for you. So, yes, what significance will she hold later? Hopefully we might get something, but I just wanted to note it because I feel that they brought her back, and for the little that we get to see of her, I do enjoy, minus the soap opera-ness. I was actually very happy that the one scene she was in, it didn't have Regina in it, because it's always like, Regina, me, the baby, blah, 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 Robin Hood. Anyway, Rumpelstiltskin time. Let's discuss him.
I think you have a lot more to... I've always liked Rumpelstiltskin. He's always been really... Him and Hook have always been my favorite characters on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, this was just amazing. Robert Carlyle is...
a great actor.
He's one of the greatest actors on TV. What he has done to this character, what he's able to portray, all the different layers of this character that he's gone through, including where he is now, is unreal and unmatched.
Yep. I wanted to bring this up. Before the season started, I had a wish list for 5. And one of the things on my list was for him to be a hero again in some sort, like for him to be a good character.
Yeah, redeemed at all. Like, even a little bit. Like, yeah. I agree with you. I felt the same. I wanted him redeemed.
Yeah, I was sick. I hated him in season 4. I hated that whole... I need power. I need my own happy ending thing. And then all of a sudden, like, his badge is gone. And he saved Belle. And that last line at the end of this episode was beautiful with him, like how he made a deal back with Emma to get Merida's heart back. Like, if that was Rumpelstiltskin that was the dark one, he would have just crushed it. He wouldn't have kept her alive.
He made a deal. I mean, this is still classic Rumpelstiltskin, except it's in his new gimmick.
Yeah.
I love it.
Hero.
It's still the same him, just not the same him. It's great. His traits are there.
Yeah, it was really great. He plays the coward in the beginning. He pulled Excalibur from the stone, so it looks like next week we have a lot to deal with Excalibur and the blending or the merging of the blades. If you guys want to talk about episode 7, go for the trailer review. I'll put a link to that in the video description. But I think we pretty much covered this episode. And Belle and Merida has her heart again. Thanks to Mr. Gold. Excalibur is pulled. Robin Hood is not in the episode. And King Arthur is completely an ass. And now we know why. Or now the characters know.
I had one more point.
Oh, go for it.
Merlin mentioned who they need to contact. Who is that?
Okay, I was actually going to ask you if you heard the name. I thought they said Nemu, which is the title of the next episode, but I don't think they did. But it's someone that's connected to Camelot lore, which you and I know nothing about.
I'm still expecting. What's her name?
Blueberry?
No, she's coming back. She was said to be coming back this season. The starts with Mulan.
Mulan.
Where's she? Isn't she supposed to be back this season? Is that maybe her real name or something? I don't know. I'm just saying that because I'm expecting her to come back any episode now.
I mean, she's not on the trailer for next week, so I don't know if she'll be back next week. Hopefully she'll be back this part of the season before it ends.
If she does come back, I don't think they should put her in a trailer. I think it should be
a surprise.
Yeah, a surprise. But I thought I remembered reading or seeing something about her returning for the season.
She is. I covered that. I made a little video about that a while ago.
Right. Okay. So where is she?
I don't have that. None of us know.
Right. I'm just kind of laying it just out there. Where is she? Will she come back? Maybe, because that's still something I'm thinking about. I thought at first maybe that's another name for Milan because I've never heard the name that.
I don't even remember what it was. I really thought he said it started with an M. I thought it was the name, the episode title of the next episode, which is Nemu. I thought it was that. If
it is, that's kind of underwhelming because he kind of built it up like this is the person you need to see.
Right. And then I also am wondering, where is he? What happened? What did Emma do to him? I mean, it's Merlin.
Turned him into a bush this time.
God, well, I mean, when you leave Storybrooke, you turn into a tree.
He's a stop sign right outside Granny's restaurant.
God. One last thing, because I know people like to talk about Henry. He was the only way they could talk to Merlin because you had to be chosen by him. So at least they were kind of able to bring him back in to
listen to his voicemail.
Listen to Merlin's voicemail. I thought Lana Parrilla, even if she's not like the main focus of the episode, they give her lines that make her memorable. Like you just quoted something from her right away. Like David and Snow White and even Hook, like if they're not the main focus, like some of their lines are very unforgettable or very forgetful.
Oh, absolutely.
Hers, you remember. Like I remember that, you remember that. I was good, and I'm really glad that you quoted that, not me. And the episode had a lot with it, and for once upon a time, I felt it was really good. Though I will say with you, I want to see more going on with King Arthur and Emma with the sword in the present now. But hey, the sword's out, so what's going to be happening?
We'll have to see.
We'll have to see. Episode 7 is next Sunday, so hopefully you guys will all tune into this review. If you want to share your thoughts about this episode, please do in the comments below. Tweet us your thoughts about episode 7 or watch the trailer review, and we will talk to you guys later this week. So thank you all for watching. I'm Rob. That's Joe. And it takes about this much effort to subscribe, as Joe always says. And like I said, thank you for tuning in. Good night.